Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Sam Kwok here, one of the Kwok Brothers, and welcome back to your next stimulus check news. This is August 19, 2020, Wednesday. Happy hump day, and here is your next stimulus news. Now, big updates happening today. A news broke out last night that the Republican senators and lawmakers are planning on releasing a new stimulus package bill today that is scaled back version of the HEALS Act, as well as its less than $1 trillion worth of different provisions and different items in terms of what's inside of the stimulus bill. So what exactly is in this new stimulus bill? What can we expect to see? Well, I'll break it down in just one sec, but first, I want to give you guys a quick reminder and announcement that if you have not gotten the sufficient amount from the last stimulus check, meaning if you had dependents or if you had kids, but you've gotten a shorter amount of check where you should have gotten more, the IRS is opening up their portal till September 30th for you to go and submit your information and get additional checks if you have not gotten so. So if you've only got $1,200 check, but if you have a dependent or maybe two dependents where you should have gotten $2,200, but you only got $1,200, well, this is the opportunity where you can go ahead and fill out the information and make sure you get your $500 check per dependent. Also, another reminder is that if you have student loans and if you have the means to pay for it, now is the opportune time to pay for it, because every dollar that you put into your student loan will go directly to the principal balance, thus saving you money and interest in the process. And of course, if you want to thank me for all those reminders, be sure to smash the like button, turn that like button blue, help us out with our YouTube algorithm. Okay, so what can we expect to see in this new stimulus bill that's gonna be introduced today? Well, we don't know for 100% sure, but here's our speculation. If you guys want the latest update, and if you guys know for sure, by tomorrow morning, definitely subscribe to our channel, because we're gonna give you guys more updates as to what's happening with this current stimulus bill. So here's what we can possibly see. The unemployment check of $300 a week, that will continue till December 27th. So President Trump signed a memorandum that would essentially make the unemployment benefit of $300 a week. Originally it was $400, but some states opted out. So now we're looking at $300 a week. And the new stimulus bill will propose a $300 a week unemployment extra benefit till December 27th. Paycheck Protection Program. So we actually may see another round of funding for the Paycheck Protection Program, the PPP money. Now, this is funding for businesses so that they can keep on hiring people and keep employees being paid. And we may see another provision where the qualification may change as well. In the previous rounds of Paycheck Protection Program, all businesses could apply for the loan. Now, in the next round, we may see a new qualification standard where if you are a business that lost more than 50% of revenue, you are going to be qualified. If you have no loss in your revenue, you are not going to get qualified for the Paycheck Protection Program, which actually makes sense because we want the businesses that are hurting the most get access to funding that they need to survive and keep on paying their employees. So we may see another round of Paycheck Protection Program. Also, we may see some funding for the post office as well. And I know we've been talking about the drama with the post office for the last 3 days, but this new bill may introduce $10 billion to the post office funding, which may help with additional workers, paying overtime, making sure that collection and delivery of mail are on time instead of being lagged. So $10 billion to the post office, and I'll come back to this in 1 second as to why that's really important and why that piece may actually get this bill moving forward. Next, liability protection. So we may see that in the bill, which is a protection for businesses, schools, and also hospitals, which limits their liability in case someone sues these businesses and these entities when it comes to the coronavirus and getting infected by the coronavirus. So we may see those items, and we may see more. Now, what is missing in the stimulus bill is the $1,200 direct payment. But I do anticipate and predict that the $1,200 direct payment may come back into this bill as a negotiation piece, as more of a leverage, so that they can get the Democrat lawmakers on board with this bill. And of course, the Democrat lawmakers and senators have been wanting funding for the post office, so I can imagine the Republicans using that as a negotiation piece along with the $1,200 direct payment, which eventually I can imagine the Republican senators coming out and saying, hey, you know what? We'll give you the full $25 billion in the post office, but you add the $1,200 direct payment in there and let's get this passed. Agree? And if there's an agreement, hooray, we may see a stimulus package passed with the $1,200 direct payment along with the other items we talked about. plus more funding for the post office. Which, funny enough, by adding the $1,200 direct payment as well as the $25 billion in the post office, we actually may see this stimulus bill come back to the $1 trillion level, which is what the Republicans wanted in the first place. So we could definitely see a lot of updates, a lot of action this week, so you don't want to miss it. Be sure to subscribe to our channel if you guys want the latest update. And it is confirmed that the Congress will be back from recess this weekend on Saturday to go and debate and possibly pass the Delivering for America Act, which is the $25 billion for the post office. Now, of course, if this stimulus package is introduced today by the Republican senators and they leverage the post office funding in there as well as the direct payment in there, we may see that getting passed instead of the Delivering for America Act. So again, lots of interesting updates happening. You definitely don't want to miss it. And one more thing before you go. Now, if you have a mortgage, if you're a homeowner and you're making mortgage payments right now and you're kind of frightened and uncertain as to what's going to happen in the next few months, the best thing you can do right now is to pay off your mortgage as much as possible. And the reason being is that if home values all of a sudden fall, you definitely don't want to be trapped where you owe more than what your home is actually worth. We've seen that back in 2008 through 2012, basically homes being underwater and there's no equity. So if you want to learn how to pay off your mortgage faster, typically within 5 to 7 years, and I got a lot of my clients paying off their mortgage this way, I'm going to go and leave a link down below where you can learn how to pay off your mortgage faster, typically within 5 to 7 years, and you may experience tremendous amount of money and time savings. So go definitely check it out. Go and pay off your mortgage as fast as you can. It's definitely going to help you guys with better positioning for a possible recession or a possible market correction. So with that being said, I'll continue to update you guys as far as what's happening with this mini stimulus package that the Republicans are proposing today, and we'll get some more answers by tomorrow. So stay tuned, subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning.